Good morning guys, welcome back to another week in the life. I have just had a shower after my run. I don't normally run. I woke up this morning and the weather was quite nice, so I thought I'm gonna go do a little run, more of a jog to be honest. Now I am gonna go into Portswood, which is kind of like the town nearest to the uni. I'm gonna go work in coffee number 1. I downloaded their app. Now this is a little hack for you students. If you download their app, the first coffee you buy using their app is free. So I've got a free coffee and they also do student discount. I've got a few bits to do for my research project. If you watched the last vlog, you'll know that at the moment I am doing my 3rd year research project. Since I last saw you, I have finished my first draft of my literature review. That is currently with my supervisor and he is going to give me some feedback. So I wrote about 2,500 words. I've sent that off to him, so I don't expect that back very quickly because he's a consultant, he's very busy. Once I get that back, I'll be able to do some edits, but now I am at the part of my research project where I'm collecting data. So I've sent out my survey. I've got about 66 responses as of yesterday. We're keeping the survey out for another few weeks, but I think I can start looking at the data and maybe grouping it together. So I've sent my survey to 3 different ICUs at Southampton General, so I'm going to group the data based on which ICU they work in, and I'm also going to group it based on their job role. That's the plan for today, and I also want to get a bit of video editing done. So I joined Sophie and Fred in coffee number 1. To motivate us to get on with some work, we shared a caramel slice. Did you not check what it was?
I think it's called a caramel slice. It doesn't say whether it's a cheesecake or a cake or a...
Do you want to try it first?
Should I go for it?
You go first.
Notes of milk, maybe, caramel.
Milk.
Like
vanilla?
Maybe.
Maybe.
How far have you got with that?
Panna cotta. You don't want it?
You don't want it?
I'll take director creative control. Ooh.
Like a bit in the middle.
How does Nigella Lawson eat her food? She goes... What's the verdict?
That was really good. Try the middle bit.
You're gonna have so much good B-roll. Oh my god.
After procrastinating for far too long, I finally got started on going through the results of my survey and organising my results into Excel. It sounds easy, but honestly it takes ages because most of the questions in my survey were free text answers, so I had a lot of lengthy responses to work through. Francesca showed up a bit later in the day and we did a therapy session moaning about project bits. And then at about 5, I headed home for the evening. I found my flatmate Ellie eating her dinner in the corridor. So we had a little end of the day debrief before I got started on mine and Jack's dinner. And on this particular night, we were just having an easy stir fry with noodles. Oh, don't worry. On Tuesday, I actually started the day with another workout. This one was at this new group workout studio that's opened in Southampton called Tribe. You wear a heart monitor, and then while you do the workout, you can kind of track things like your calories and your heart rate. And because they do this offer where your first session is free, I managed to convince Fred, Sophie, Francesca and Sasha to come along. So there was a massive group of us and it was really fun.
We really recommend, oh my god, I actually love
I will actually link it below. And your first session is free, which is the best part of it. We finished off our workout with a shake, and then after popping home to shower, we all met up again at coffee number 1 for another day of project work. I was just going through my survey responses again and looking for themes in the responses and then organising them into groups. I have to split my survey up by job role for the ICU staff and then by the specific ICU that they work in. So the general ICU, the neuro ICU or the cardiac ICU. And that's why it takes a really long time. Then once I got a chunk of that done, I actually got started on some revision of first year content. We've not really been told what to revise for the third year exams yet, and they did say we'll learn most of it on placement, but I've been using 0 to finals just to keep things ticking over in my brain so I don't feel completely clueless when I start placement. We decided we're going to review the food at coffee number 1 every time we come here. So today we got a panini. It was a
triple seeded balsamic and onion. Yeah, it was triple seed.
Not triple C.
I picked it because it was actually 50% off. So quite the bargain for coffee number 1.
What would you rate it out of 10?
I would give it a 7. I found it quite oniony.
Yeah, a bit too overpowering.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
What would you rate it out of 10?
A 6.
A 6?
A 6. But when you're hungry, it's really...
Yeah, it was a good little...
Like a good boost.
Just that suppresses the appetite.
Why are you eating the seed? Whoa.
So, another day in coffee number 1. I think at the moment I'm enjoying having a little break from campus because the freshers are still very much getting excited about being here, and campus is so busy at the moment. The library is like... You would think it's exam season in there, there's so many students hanging around. I've also really appreciated hanging out with people while they're doing their projects because it's nice to just talk to other people about their projects, see where they're at. To be honest, third year can be quite isolating because we don't have any lectures. There's no point at which all of our year needs to be together. We had that introduction lecture at the very beginning and that's it. We won't all be together again, I think, till January. So it's just nice to be around other people. But honestly, overall, I'm really enjoying doing this project. My supervisor is really good actually, which I think is a really important part of the project. If you don't gel with your supervisor, I think it could be quite a long 3 months. And I sent him my literature review for him to kind of look over on Friday, and he's already sent it back. The only thing I'm not enjoying right now is the data and like gathering the data into Excel. I'm finding it really tedious and boring. I'm doing like 2 hours and then having a break at a time because I just get so bored. Also today I did have time to start looking at putting together notes for third year exams. They haven't really told us much about third year exams. All we know is that they are multiple choice. They are going to be more clinical obviously than the first 2 years. And when we were asking how like we needed to revise for these exams, and they said you're going to learn most of it on placement. Before Christmas obviously we don't do any placement, so I'm just kind of using 0 to finals as a resource. Just going to go through the basics and kind of hope that by Christmas I'm feeling more confident for placement.
Oh yeah, that's somehow probably. You got lucky. You got lucky.
Good afternoon. I have been a terrible vlogger today and just completely forgot I was doing a weekly vlog. But I'm working from home today, so I think maybe that's why I just didn't think to pick up the camera, because I've just been getting on with stuff at home. I did write a little to-do list, so I was talking to my supervisor earlier. I've had some WAMSOC bits, that's widening access to medicine society bits to do. I also did some cleaning because my room was a tip, and then I have been just organising my data responses again. again. So because I felt the way I was moving my data from the survey website to Excel wasn't very efficient and it was taking me hours and hours, I actually got Jack to see if he could export the entire survey into Excel, and turns out you can. So I'm just not very tech savvy. Thank you very much to Jack for helping me save a few hours there. Then for the rest of the afternoon, I just got on with some more revision of first year content. I'm doing first year mainly because that's the kind of stuff that I've definitely forgotten about because it's been a while since first year. And again, I was just using 0 to finals to kind of guide my revision. I was using Notion just to summarise and then make Anki flashcards from my notes in Notion. Because I'd spent the entire day at home, I decided there was no excuse to skip football training this week.
Say loads of football-y things. And here comes Lydia. Lydia comes. She's gonna shoot. She's heading towards the goal. Oh no, she's gone out. She's coming in. She's approaching the goal line as she shoots. And the cameraman wants to get involved too. Go, 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 go.
I started the day by looking over the feedback my supervisor sent me for my literature review and then making some Anki flashcards from the notes I'd made the previous day before heading out on another run. Honestly, editing this vlog, I can't believe how active I was on this particular week. When I got home, I did some stretches while watching Liz Truss resign as Prime Minister.
I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party. We've agreed that there will be a leadership election to be completed within the next week.
We've just lost another Prime Minister. I am going to go work on campus because I'm worried that if I stay here, I will just scroll through Twitter for the rest of the day. On campus, I updated my Notion with the tasks I need to do for the project over the next week and just set a few goals. I really love using Notion just to track how I'm doing with project. It's a really good way to keep myself organised. Then I got on with editing my literature review and I had to read a few more papers just based on the feedback my supervisor had given me, so that took a little while. And then, after working on campus, I walked straight to work for my shift that started at 6.
6, 8 is Joel.
I couldn't fall asleep again. Been overthinking all the little things I've said. I'm sleep deprived almost every night, and I wish that I wouldn't think instead. I know the sun is up.
On Friday, I actually headed up to London to see my uni best friend Charlotte. We planned this day out a while back because we got tickets to see ABBA Voyage for her birthday. We were also celebrating the fact that Charlotte has just bought a house. I honestly can't believe how grown up my friends are.
This is the beef burger.
Yeah.
Not sure. Chicken burger.
Veggie spring rolls.
Glitter with spicy heaven.
We had lunch at Dirty Martini plus a few cocktails before heading to get ready at our Travelodge in Stratford, which was really handy because it was like a 10-minute walk from the ABBA arena. We got all dolled up, of course, because it was a Friday night and we had dance floor tickets, plus it's ABBA, so obviously you've got to dress up. If you've not heard of ABBA Voyage, it's essentially an ABBA concert in hologram form. It's on pretty much every night at the moment. It does sound a bit strange, but I was honestly so impressed with how real they looked. Also, I would 100% recommend getting dance floor tickets. We had the best time ever. And that is the end of another week in the life. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.